Day 2 of spring practice for the Towson football team is in the books. We're joined here by the defensive backs coach, Derrick Johnson, and coach. Looks like the secondary is going to be a point of strength here for the Tigers. Coming up, you have Ty Smith back, Christian Carpenter, Donnell Lewis. What are you looking forward to seeing from these guys as they progress through last season and have a little bit more experience?
Want those guys to get better. In the springtime, it's all about competition, making sure the guys are putting themselves in a position to be successful in the fall. With those three guys, I want to make sure that they're competing. The next thing I want to make sure that those guys are showing leadership because we got a lot of young guys. With those three guys, with all the experience they have, Donnell being a junior, true junior, Christian being a true junior, and Ty being a true senior, those guys got a lot of starts under their belt, but we got a lot of young guys behind them, so they have to have a leadership role as well to kind of bring those young guys along.
And it's still very early in spring practice. So what do you look for your guys right now? Just, going through the motions, getting the footwork down and getting things like that in place?
Yeah, getting sharp. Like I said, we got a lot of young guys, so we're going from pretty much ground one. And for some guys like Julian Kelly, he has the opportunity to compete for a starting position. And then we got a lot of other young guys that are competing for starting positions. So it's a new opportunity. And new opportunities is just like being born again. I mean, it's just a chance to actually be able to start anew. And I think this is what the spring's all about. So the first 2 days is pretty much getting a lot of install in, getting their feet back into the football realm. And then from there, once we start getting the pads on, start banging a little bit, let those guys start to compete and kind of go from there. But right now it's just getting those guys' feet wet and getting them back in the football mode.
We saw Donnell Lewis play a little bit of corner, a little bit of safety last year. So is that someone who you could kind of move around a little bit? Maybe he'll fill a vacant cornerback spot, or maybe he will retain that safety spot coming up in the fall?
Yeah, Donnell has great ball skills, great playmaking ability. He has a nickname as Syrup. We call him the Syrup Badger. He's a guy that needs to be around the football. The thing that Donnell will be working on this spring is staying consistent and being more disciplined all the way around. But he's a guy that with his intelligence, his ball skills, and his athleticism, he can play corner or safety. He's physical, though he's not a big guy. He plays hard. No matter what, he's going to go out there and compete. He's a guy you can count on. So, yes, I mean, he could play corner for us. He could play safety. He could play nickel. He could play a variety of positions. But he's a kid that you love to have in the back end, because you can do anything with him.
And the senior Ty Smith, I mean, he's been avoided a lot of times just because he's a great man-to-man cover guy. So how do you keep him just competing and really involved when he knows that, he's been a top-flight cover guy for the past couple of years?
The great thing about guys like Ty is that you don't really have to motivate them that much. Ty's the type of kid that, he'll text me and say, Coach, what can I get better at? Coach, I want to be the best corner, in college football. So, because of that type of edge, the chip that he keeps on his shoulder, he's always going to go out there and give 100% every practice, just like it's a game. And he's going to put pressure on himself to get better at the things that he don't excel at. He's going to put pressure on himself to get better. And when he gets beat, he holds that heavy. And it's my job to make sure that he stays a little more even keel because he's so emotional. He wants to be perfect, and I have to let him know nobody's perfect, but you want to make sure that you're being consistent. And he's probably one of the more consistent guys I've been around.
And now that he's a senior in that leadership position, have you seen him kind of trickle that attitude down towards the younger players who are now in the position to step up and maybe take a starting spot?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The thing that those young guys, I tell them all the time, to take away from Ty is that he's a hard worker. Again, he's always trying to get better. And his worst days are average days. His days that he doesn't put forth the extra effort. But like I said, the thing that our young guys can take away from him is the ability to do the extra work. If Ty, he had a couple of interceptions he dropped this past year, he'll stay after practice and go try to catch balls with the receivers and do things like that. And but he will do whatever he can. If there's something that's a flaw in his game, he's going to try to get it better. And I think that's what the young guys take from him is that, you can always get better. And, no matter if you're an all-conference, all-American player, you can always get better. So I think that's what he brings to the young guys, and they see that from him, and hopefully that they can carry that on and we can be better as a unit.
All right, thanks for joining us, Coach. Good luck through the rest of practice.
Thank you.